Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Barbara Muckermann, who is the head of marketing for all of Silversea Cruises. We're on the Silver Cloud celebrating 10 years of expedition luxury cruising. And this is Insider Travel Report. It's been a sort of amazing journey for Silversea. You started out as pretty much a very high-end luxury line, and then about 10 years ago you decided to get into expedition cruising. And here we are 10 years later celebrating that anniversary, and we're actually on the Silver Cloud, which was your very first ship in what you now call your classic vein of ships, and now it's going to be one of the largest luxury expedition ships. How did this all evolve?
Well, we have to consider that luxury changed. I mean, when the Silversea was launched in 1994, we were the big innovators because of the old balconies. We invented all-inclusive, so we were at the forefront of what was luxury in 1994. But what is luxury in 2018 is completely different. What people want today are experiences, unique experiences which you cannot access otherwise. And what Silversea is really trying to do is to offer to our guests experiences which allow them to travel deeper, but in luxury. And this is why we converted the Silver Cloud, our first ship, as you were saying, into an ice class ship. Because today we call her affectionately our hybrid, our 4-4, because she's perfect for the Caribbean, but she's also perfect for the Antarctic Sea. And we see a rising demand in customers who want to have the true experience of expedition, but in luxury, with the 5 restaurants we can offer, with the all suites, with the butler, because that is just what the modern consumer wants.
Yeah, now you've had a hand a lot in these itinerary planning for these luxury expedition voyages. Tell me a little bit how you devise them, and I think we were talking earlier, and sometimes you have to go tell Manfredi Lefebvre, your chairman, where you think you're going to go next, and he has to. You don't want to tell him right away because it could be something pretty outrageous and pretty interesting at the same time, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Manfredi always looks at me and Conrad when we walk into his office like, how much are you going to cost me today, the two of you? You know, we've launched a lot of real cool stuff in the last months. The one I prefer is the World Cruise 2020, what we're calling the Legend of Cruising. It's the first time in the history of the World Cruise that the passengers will be allowed to land set foot, as we like to say, in all 7 continents. And this is possible because we convinced Manfredi to put the Zodiacs on the Silver Whisper. And so it's going to be a first, absolute first. Also, the other big news coming up is the Northeast Passage, which is a very rare itinerary that's coming up in 2019.
Yeah, and in fact, I know that a lot of people know what the Northwest Passage is, but you said Northeast, and I said, wait a minute, where is that going? And what is that route?
Well, Northeast is Nome to Tromsø, and don't ask me to pronounce what's in between, but it's really polar bear kingdom, and so the spotting of the 2,500 polar bears that are still in the area, I mean, it's almost assured on a trip like that.
Well, that sounds incredibly interesting itinerary, and you've also added things like Bangladesh and other, because everybody thinks, you know, we're mostly talking expedition cruising is Antarctica and Arctic, but it really isn't, right?
Well, I would like to say we're the biggest player in Asia for this year. Looking at the capacity of the whole luxury market, Silversea Cruises has most Asian capacity than anybody else, both in classic and expedition, and this is something people sometimes don't realize. The other thing, we are leader are the Galapagos. I mean, we have 7 days butterfly, north and south, going all the time, and they're highly, highly successful products.
Yeah, now, you're head of all the marketing for the company, as well as being apparently an inspiration for all the destinations. But what's been the challenge for you to market the sort of 2 products, or are they really kind of complementary products?
Well, I mean, I have to thank our trade partners because our is a complicated product to understand. I mean, and they are always doing an amazing work in trying to really get and convey to their customers. Today we have 298 unique itineraries on the market. And that gives the breadth of the opportunity of Silversea, but also for the travel partners is a little more difficult. So our challenge for us, it's always to make it as easy as possible to sell our product.
Yeah, well, I think you've done a great job so far, and I do think it is complementary. We were talking earlier about how many of your classic cruise passengers have migrated over to the expedition side and vice versa. And actually, I think I read that you were actually getting a lot of new people to cruising through your expedition product, right?
Absolutely, and I think that this is a great opportunity for our travel partners as well, because for every 10 customers that walk into their store, 9 of them are thinking about traveling to a foreign land by land. So why not understand what's the exoticity they're looking in that trip and offer them a cruise? Silversea is probably going there, and we have the advantage that you only have to pack once. You know, commission is of course on everything that's on board, including beverages and gratuities. So it will be a much more interesting sale, and I'm sure that their customers will come out ravishing and will become loyal members of our Venetian Society for their lifetime.
Yeah, and a much more lucrative sale too for agents, and a much more satisfying return business sale as well, right?
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, actually our Wild Expedition product is the product that has the highest repeatership of all. Once the customers go to the destinations Conrad was talking about, like the Philippines, the Papua New Guinea, they discover such an intense way of travel that they just become addicted.
Well, Barbara, congratulations on 10 years of expedition cruising and actually 25 years of Silversea as well.
Yes, absolutely. We're very excited about this other anniversary coming up.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.
Thank you, James.